and we disappear down some sort of dark alley to some little hideout down the back where we'd change all of our travellers' checks and US dollars into local rupees, which would actually fill our day packs with rupees, and then walk back out on the main street with no one aware that we're carrying backpacks full of rupees.
So what was it like, Nepal, in that time in the 80s?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was certainly third world country, and some people would say it still is, which is, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's good in a way, but I've certainly noticed a lot of changes. I mean, when I first went to Nepal, particularly in the tourist area of Kathmandu, a place called Tamil. There was only sort of one Western restaurant that you would eat at, and all the rest were just locals. And I can remember some of the local restaurants, they still had a dirt floor, and they'd be cooking the meals on a kerosene stove over in the corner, and the roof was so low that as a tall Westerner, and I'm not very tall, you'd have to duck to walk to your table. And that was sort of a typical Kathmandu restaurant. And then, of course, there was a place called Freak Street, which was where all the Western drug addicts hung out and bought their hash cookies and what have you. And just I mean, there was I don't think there was even telephones in those days. You couldn't call home. There was a black market, so they were very keen to get US dollars. So you disappear down some sort of narrow. When we were going on an expedition, we'd have all of our expedition funds in US dollars or travellers' checks in those days, and we disappear down some sort of dark alley to some little hideout down the back where we'd change all of our travellers' checks and US dollars into local rupees, which would actually fill our day packs with rupees, and then walk back out on the main street with no one aware that we're carrying backpacks full of rupees.
Wow.
And then we'd just go on an expedition, and each day we'd be forking out bundles of rupees to the porters and buying local produce along the way from backpacks full of rupees.
Wow. And did you ever get in any trouble? Like,
no, nothing whatsoever.
Nothing. Never mugged. The porters didn't go, "Hey, hang on, is he carrying a giant backpack full of money?"
Well, they knew we were carrying money.
Right. Yeah.
But they had no idea where it was, and that was their art, was to fool them as to where the money was coming from.
Yeah. Right. Wow. I've never even thought about that in those expeditions, because we had to pay our porters here and we had to pay the porters there and get food from this place. To carry that many rupee, you need a backpack full of money.
You need more than a backpack. You need a few backpacks.
Wow.